What's up grinders, I am Azard and today in this Gems of War video we go over the 7.3 Battlegrounds update and I try to cover all the necessary things you need to know about this new PvP rework. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up as well. But first, before we hop into the details of this update, like always, gotta give credit when credit is due. I wanna say thanks to the GOW Discord Alliance members for providing some information, and I also want to give a shout out to the killers at Black Dragon Court, especially Captain Awesome and Angie, who gathered lots of information and put it out in a nice, detailed way for me to understand, so I can pass the information to you guys out there. Alright, so let's get on to it, shall we? Now, when you click the PvP button on the left side of the main menu, instead of bringing you to the old PvP screen, the game brings you to a whole new screen which has these new regions. If you want to back out from this PvP screen, you have to now click on the big PvP icon in the middle of the main menu and you will be back to the good old Crystara home screen. About these regions, the middle one, Central Spire, is pretty much what the old PvP was all about. You can play with whatever team you like against other players' teams without any restrictions. However, the other regions around the map are all some way restricted when it comes to team choices. For example, if we go to this Winter's Reach region, it says that our team choice is restricted to troops and weapons from Stormheim. This restriction applies to opponents as well. The patch notes said that our so-called defense teams are now gone, and the teams we have to fight against are actually teams that the opponents used as their attack team in their previous battle. However, if we take a closer look at the opponent here, we can pretty quickly draw an assumption that these are just some pre-generated teams with random troops, because there isn't even a hero in there, for example. I don't know if this is actually intended or if this is going to change in the future. I suppose we will see how this pans out. Now, one of the changes in this 7.3 update is the new unit, or currency, how your progress is measured in the weekly PvP. Instead of gaining the old PvP score, you now gain victory points, or easier said, VP. All PvP battles in every region have a base amount of VP you can get after beating an opponent. This new VP currency is used for a few separate things. It is used to measure players' progress through the ranks of their league bracket and leaderboards in weekly PvP. Also, the total amount of VP that accumulates week by week will unlock rewards in the PvP shop, which you then can purchase. Many of the offers in the shop have VP requirements. The better the offer, the more VP is required to have access to purchasing the offer. The VP isn't spent upon purchasing any offer. The gained VP from battles just simply unlock the offers so that they can be purchased. The gained VP also affects on PvP goals, where you can get some stuff, and we will take a look at that in a moment, because now comes one of the important parts in this guide. In the old PvP system, you got the best loot and score by beating the 3 trophy opponent here on the right side. However, now as the VP is the most important factor when deciding what enemy you want to fight, you have to pay attention which of the 3 enemies have the best VP amount. The loot in here, gold, glory and trophies, are sorted based on team strength, aka the team score, but the VP is determined by the opponent's hero level. So it is very much possible that the right side opponent, aka 3 trophy battle, actually doesn't give as much VP as the middle or left hand side battle would give. So don't always rush to the right side fight, but check which battle gives the most VP, because that is the most important thing in this new PvP system. You also get a bunch of bonus VP after battle for doing different things during the fight. You get extra VP from extra turns for winning by doing just few turns, etc. But instead of me babbling through the whole list, I will copy paste Captain Awesome's handy list in the pinned comment, so you can check those from there if you like. More about these regions on this PvP map. Some of these regions have this orange lantern on them. This means that from those bonus regions you can get some of the new PvP currency, the silver mark. There are only 2 bonus regions available at the same time. and the amount of silver mark you get depends on what restrictions the region has. From the central spire you will get a bonus of 10 silver marks. From a color restricted region you get 15 silver marks, and from a troop or kingdom restricted region you will get the bonus of 20 silver marks. You will get these silver marks after you have beaten 5 opponents inside the bonus region. The silver marks can be used in the PvP shop to purchase different things. Now, about actually playing this battle in these regions, this system is slightly broken at the moment, in a way. Every time when you boot up your game, you have to rebuild the teams in these regions. The old system, where you could just pick up teams from your team slots, is gone. So what I suggest you to do is to either use some random global chat channel to copy paste the teams you are using, or simply use guild chat for that, like I have done here. The teams will stay in the regions as long as you are playing the game, but if you close the game, the teams are vanished. So it is pretty handy to be able to just copy paste the team when you feel like playing PvP. Now let's take a look at the PvP goals here on the left side of the screen. When you gain VP from the battles, these goals will become available. There are some gold boosts, soul boosts, silver marks, and the more rare gold marks as well. It is pretty important to acknowledge that when you collect these goals, they will become active immediately. So if you care about these soul and gold boosts, don't collect them unless you are prepared to gain advantage of them. The soul boost actually works in any game mode, outside the PvP mode as well, but the gold boost only seems to apply to PvP battles. On top of the gold and soul boosts, there are a total of 80 gold marks and 100 silver marks available per week from these PvP goals. In order to gain access to all those marks, you have to get a total of 6,500 VPs, and this is something like around 100 to 120 battles when playing in an optimal way. Now, what you can do with the silver and gold marks then? You can use them in the PvP shop to buy several things once you have unlocked them by gaining enough VP. I'm not taking very close look on the shop here, but it is worth mentioning that there are some good and bad offers in there. I wouldn't personally buy these talisman offers. They are very similar to those trinkets we have in Underspire, and they simply are not worth it. For the good stuff, we have some Book of Deeds, a Dragonite, and also some new pets that aren't especially worth it for gold marks, I think. So maybe the silver marks pets are okay, but they aren't built very well. There are some controversy going with the bonuses and the region area where they can be used. For example, this troop Gladioraptor over here is a blue buff pet, and it gives team bonus to beasts that can be used in Adania. Of course, there are some okay green beasts right now, but I don't know. Well, of course, for collection purposes, these are pretty nice. And as mentioned previously, some of the better offers require quite a chunk of VP, which makes us think that the VP amount indeed accumulates week by week during an active season. We are currently running Season 0, and judging by the patch notes, when we get the Season 1, the VP amount we have collected might reset, but this needs some confirmation though. Alright, let's take a look at the ladder menu 10. In the ladders, you have global leaderboard, which works pretty similarly as the old one. The most fearsome grinders hang in there and compete for the highest weekly prizes. Then we have this new league system, which runs weekly as well. You start in the lowest league, and there are a total of 30 users inside a league. There is a promotion zone, where the top 7 users in the league are promoted to the higher league upon weekly reset. Then there is this middle zone or safe zone, whatever you want to call it, where you won't be promoted nor relegated to another league. And then there is this relegation zone where the 7 lowest ranked users are relegated to a lower league if possible. The ranking is based on wins and wins only. Win-lose ratio doesn't matter. The one who has won the most matches in the league will be ranked first, and so on. Right. So let's put up a quick summary of things. As a conclusion, the optimal way to play this new PvP system is pretty much to chase those bonus regions. Farm the bonus regions until you have 6500 VP for the weekly 80 golden marks. With a somewhat easy weekly effort, you can get about 115 golden marks per week with combined PvP goals and the league and leaderboards rewards. You can of course go nuts and farm yourself up in the global leaderboard for some bigger golden mark rewards if you feel like it, but prepare yourself for some competition. I think that's about it. This sucker has a weekend off from work, and quite conveniently we have a World Weekend running as well. Cheers folks, hats is off, peace out!